By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what to do to heal an already popped pimple as fast as humanly possible, because everybody always talks about you shouldn't pop your pimples and here's how to avoid popping your pimples, all that kind of stuff. But the deed has already been done. So what do we do? Well, let's find out. I hate when videos dilly-dally, so let's just jump right into this. First, I'm going to tell you how to heal the popped pimple faster. Then at the end of the video, I will tell you how to immediately make it less noticeable, make it less red, even while it's still healing, which is really helpful if you're, going to go out on a date and you want to calm the redness down immediately. Now, whether you pop the pimple the correct way with a sterilized acne lancet or not, the way we heal it up as fast as possible is the same. So first, we want to make sure it's as drained as it possibly can be. So using a clean, warm compress, this can be a warm towel or even a warm tea bag will work really well. Honestly, you can even just hop in a really hot shower, but we want to use as little pressure as possible to see if we can get the rest of the white goo or the sebum out. This is when having a blackhead extractor tool can really come in handy, but most importantly, I cannot stress how important it is to do this with as little pressure as possible. If you use too much pressure, you will cause it to inflame, it'll leave a scar or redness, or even worse, it'll clog and then come right back, but even bigger. So now we've got a hole on our face, or more literally, an open acne wound. So we want to protect it from infection because that would be bad, really bad. My favorite antibacterial topical to use is diluted tea tree oil, and you can just apply some of this to a cotton pad and just dap it on top of that open wound. Tea tree oil is antibacterial, it's antifungal, it's antiseptic. It also helps to make your skin, your pore feel like it's tightening up. So that's why it's one of my favorites, at least. But the next step is the difference between it healing a lot faster or not. First, I want to mention that if you are experiencing breakouts and you've tried everything and you are over it, that's good, because I created something different that you've never tried before, and it's called the acnemethod.com. It's a 10-step program created by someone who's actually suffered with severe acne before that helps you to identify the triggers of your acne so you can turn it off right at the source instead of just treating the symptom. Michaela is going through the program right now, and after only 3 weeks, she has already seen so much progress. I want to read you what she said about it so far. It's honestly just huge to feel that burdening feeling of almost hopelessness just kind of go away, because I'm starting to learn those exact triggers and I'm just solving this puzzle. I feel like I'm finally in control, like the amount of tears I've cried over my face and the pain it's caused me, and now finally figuring out my body and seeing results, I could cry happy tears. It's amazing, like honestly, absolutely amazing being able to help people like her, because I just feel like I'm helping myself when I was in her shoes, right? And I wish somebody would have done that for me. So it's extremely rewarding. I really hope that you'll give it a shot. You will not be disappointed. Okay, now let's keep going with the video. So this next step is huge. We need to create a barrier to keep the open pimple safe and to create a moist environment because it'll heal faster that way. Now there's 2 ways we can do this. First, Vaseline. Yes, that Vaseline. I know it sounds really weird, but it can actually be dabbed on the pimple. And I know it sounds insane, but the amount of people who have shared that once they started doing this, their pimples would heal up 2 or 3 times faster than they usually would by the next morning, it's pretty insane. The other option is to use a hydrocolloid bandage or a pimple patch. Now, this option is better than Vaseline if you think that there's still some white goo that needs to come out, because a hydrocolloid bandage is really good at sucking out that sebaceous fluid overnight. It's also better than Vaseline if you have trouble, not picking and touching and prodding your pimples, especially like when you're laying there in bed, because it makes it so that you literally can't touch it. You got a little sticker or a bandage on your face. Either one that you use, you usually only need to do it for the first night, and then you can move on to the next step. So now it's day 2 and the wound isn't fresh anymore. It's not open anymore. So now we want to help reduce the inflammation and that redness or erythema so that it's less noticeable as it continues to heal. So personally, I really like using sulfur for this part because sulfur is really gentle on your skin. And if you're someone who has sensitive skin like me, it just works well. But I noticed a difference within a couple hours of the redness and the inflammation. The one I use is Fighter Gel from Banish, which has MSM sulfur in it. It's really good for reducing inflammation and redness. But it also has a bunch of other really useful ingredients. One of them that I really like that's in there is aloe, which is shown in studies to speed up wound healing. So I use this 1 to 2 times a day, usually first thing in the morning and then again right before bed. To me, it's just really nice to have something like this on hand because you don't always use it, but it's nice to have it on the shelf whenever you do need it for emergencies. Whoopsies. The other thing that's super important to do on day 2 is definitely please use a sunblock of 30 SPF or higher. I cannot stress this enough. You do not want to let those UV rays hit that wound because it can cause a much more pronounced discolored spot, either dark hyperpigmentation or red erythema, as well as cause a bigger scar once it's actually healed. I do this for days, 2 through 4 or 5, basically as long as it takes until the wound itself has healed and then it's just left a bit of a mark. Then I focus on the next 2 things. So first, an alpha hydroxy acid chemical exfoliant. Those have been shown to improve both the redness, erythema, as well as the hyperpigmentation, which is the dark marks. Now there's a lot of AHAs out there like malic acid, tartaric acid. I personally really like glycolic acid the most. It is by far the most studied. I personally would apply this 2 to 3 times a week. Kind of depends how your skin tolerates it. This helps to remove that top layer of dead skin cells. It also helps to reduce the discoloration faster, that redness and that hyperpigmentation. Second up, a retinoid can really help to speed up the skin cell turnover rate. See, your discoloration and your scarring texture is going to heal on its own just naturally, right? But by speeding up how fast new skin cells grow, you basically just speed up that natural process. I like to use a retinoid daily, just seriously, like for years, every single day I've used it and I've seen huge results. And I really like the acne-free adapalene gel one. It's on Amazon, you can find it. But make sure that you use a sunblock daily if you are going to use a retinoid, because with a retinoid you are shedding that top layer of dead skin cells, which means that UV rays can hit your face more directly, and if you aren't using a sunscreen, oh, that means a whole bunch of bad stuff. If you follow these steps, your pod pimples should heal up much faster than before. But what if we have to go out, on a date, or we have a speech, whatever it is, tonight? We need this pod pimple to not be so angry and red and noticeable, right? Other than slapping a pimple sticker on it to just slightly cover it up, here are 2 pretty helpful tricks. First up is the ice cube trick. Now I know we all know this, we've heard it a million times, but basically just wrap an ice cube in a paper towel so it doesn't directly contact your skin, and then hold it on the area. This is gonna reduce redness and inflammation for a bit. It doesn't last forever, but especially if you're gonna take a picture or be on, a webcam or something like that, it can help acutely. And you can also use, like a cold spoon, or you can even freeze moisturizer, which is pretty cool, and use that. But here's a crazy hack that you've never heard of before. It's called brominidine. This is an ingredient that's in a lot of eye redness drops, so it works in the similar way, right? When you put those drops in your eye, all of a sudden the redness is gone, and it works by blocking receptors in the blood vessel walls, which reduces flushing and skin color changes. Now, it works in about 30 minutes, it gets to full effectiveness in about 3 to 6 hours, and this is crazy, I just read about this. It's sometimes given to patients for acne rosacea, but it can work for acute erythema or redness, right? The inflammation. Now, I haven't tried this yet, but lots of people love it on the internet, so I definitely suggest you research it, but there are a few people who have had bad reactions, so if you were gonna try this, I definitely would recommend doing a patch test on your skin to see how your skin reacts. I mentioned Banish products quite a few times in this video. I have used their products for years now, and they have really helped to improve my acne scars quite a bit actually. But the products are also really great for mild to moderate acne, as well as preventing wrinkles and just being great for anti-aging, all that good stuff. I really cannot recommend them high enough. You can use my code, it's Brian5, that'll give you a discount. I'll also put the link below. There we have it. If this video was helpful for you, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you have anything that I didn't mention in this video that you think would help other people, make sure you leave it in the comments below. Of course, subscribe if you haven't already. I put a new skincare or acne video up every single week. And remember, you are not alone, you are beautiful, and you're part of Team Acne. I'll see you skin bosses in the next video.